So the fact that I have at my disposal 100,000 Ghana cedis to start a food brand does not mean that.
Would you advocate for mentorship for startups?
Mentorship is a relationship that the two parties must build. If you want to make more money, just like me, you have to make the business work. We lost our facility. We were virtually homeless. I was homeless for about 3 months because, again, if the money stops coming, your passion is what sustains you. The art of marketing and selling is critical. You need to learn it. You see, and you can't be an entrepreneur who does not know how to sell. You must learn how to sell first before you bring the sellers on board to sell for you.
On this episode of Chale GH, we explore why Ghanaian startups struggle to survive due to lack of funding, inadequate mentorship, etc., etc. Joining me in the studios to discuss this is Mr. Wilson Senya, the CEO of African Entrepreneurship Academy. Once again, you're welcome to IBG Studios.
Thank you.
Yes, as I said, you are a young entrepreneur, and we know or we've seen a whole lot of things you are doing. Maybe my viewers don't know much about you, so I would like you to briefly tell us or tell my viewers a bit about you and what you're doing.
All right.
So that we take it from there.
So as I said, my name is Wilson. Wilson Senya is the name. A little challenging when people say young entrepreneur. I don't know when I'll be called an old entrepreneur. But in other jurisdictions, somebody my age is not still, should not still be regarded as a young person. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm an entrepreneur. I've been running my own business virtually all my life. I always tell people that I'm your typical hardcore entrepreneur because I've not worked anywhere.
Oh, okay.
All my life, I've not written application to any company before.
Wow.
So from the university, I started my first organization while I was in the university. That was around 2006 when we launched Born for Exploits.
Oh, okay.
So post-university was when we converted Born for Exploits into our first main organization called Center for Strategic Leadership and Entrepreneurship.
Okay.
My love has been mainly towards training and human capacity development and entrepreneurship because of what I think entrepreneurship is and how it can change the story or the dynamics of our continent.
Okay.
So I've been pursuing entrepreneurship training, development, and support for the past 15 to 16 years.
Wow.
And that is what we've been doing. Today, our organization is no more the CSLE. Now we are African Entrepreneurship Academy, which we rebranded somewhere in 2010 as African Entrepreneurship Academy. Wow. So that is what we are known as today. Okay. Though we now have other brands that I manage, like our real estate, which is Wilkerson Estates. We also run TMAT, which is the African Entrepreneurs Market.
Okay.
And then we also run the TMAT Kitchen, which is a food business.
Wow.
As well. And then we have a few other subsidiaries that we have. So that is what I do generally. But my core work is into people development, entrepreneurship, and giving people opportunity. That's what I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Really wonderful. That's very deep. And I'm sure we will tap into almost all what you've mentioned.
Okay.
Yes. Today, Ghanaian young, entrepreneurs, some start up within the shortest possible time, they fail. Some also struggle to make it. Would you tell us a bit about how you've survived throughout this period?
I would say that entrepreneurship is a difficult terrain, especially in our side of the world.
Okay.
So if you look at the lifespan of entrepreneurship here and in other jurisdictions, it's so different. But here, it takes a lot more than just saying I have a dream, saying that I want to start my own business. It comes with a lot of passion and dedication, which a lot of people do not have. And that is why they kind of quit when the storms come.
Okay.
You see, so I have not had it rosy because I didn't have a godfather. I don't have any money anywhere. I didn't have any inheritance anywhere. It was sheer passion, dedication, and the belief in what I want to do. And sometimes it became so tough. But again, I also just believe in where I'm going. So I kept on going. So the challenges will come. I should have quitted long time ago because I'm a family man. I have 3 kids and a wife to take care of. Wow. So when the times became tough, I should have said, oh, go and look for a job, young man. But I kept on doing what I wanted to do. So for me, what kept me in the game is the passion and the dedication I have towards what I want to achieve.
Okay.
And I think that was all. And the other thing is the strategies.
Okay.
I tell people that business in our side of the world or business anywhere is 70% mind game.
Okay.
And maybe 30% of your skill. So, and that is what a lot of entrepreneurs or people who venture into businesses do not do. The strategies, the thinking aspect is what a lot of us don't do in our side of the world.
Okay.
So I have a skill. I'm a fashion designer. Therefore, I go into fashion. And without really going into the thinking side of the business, how would I survive when the storms come? How would I continue to get market? How would I continue to drive my customers and build loyalty towards my brand? Those are things we don't do.
Okay.
Our thing is we have a skill, therefore business must succeed. But business does not succeed just with the skill. Business succeeds more, 70% more, with the strategies you adopt to be able to turn that skill into a viable, growing business.
Wow. Wow. So with what you say, you made mention that with yours, you didn't have any sort of godfather.
No.
You did almost everything from scratch.
Yes.
What would have been different if you had someone to actually fund you?
Oh, it makes a lot of difference. Okay, lots of difference.
Because most
of course, you move faster.
Okay.
You move faster.
Okay.
However, I also believe in growing organically.
Okay.
It helps. So in most of my entrepreneurship training classes, I always tell entrepreneurs that you need to start small and grow big. Okay. So the fact that I have at my disposal 100,000 Ghana cedis to start a food brand does not mean that I should go and use other 100,000 Ghana cedis and pump it into a restaurant. Okay. Where I'll rent a big hall, get everything in place, and maybe a 20, 30-seater capacity, diners, everything is set, and think that I can't succeed in running a food brand because I have the money. No, you may have the money, but you don't have the needed capacity to handle such a business. So what I recommend is that you may have the 100,000, but take maybe just about 10,000 out of that and start small. Start the business small. Okay. Know how to handle 1 to 2 before you jump to 9. And that is a mistake a lot of people do. So the focus is on how much money do I need to start this business? No. Okay. Start small with whatever you have and learn how to build the business gradually before you blow big.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you shouldn't necessarily depend on what someone will give you to start. You have to start with what you have. And if you have someone to push you or to sponsor, you go with that.
Yes. So you may still need somebody to assist you. Okay. But if there's nobody to assist you, you can start with what you have.
I'm saying this because most young people find it very difficult to get the startup capital to do this. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, truthfully, nobody will give you money anywhere in the world to just start a business without showing that there is proof that that business will work.
Okay.
So you must prove that that business has the capacity to sell and there is market for it. Okay. And that stage, you have to do it yourself before somebody will come in to support you. So a lot of young people complain that, oh, nobody's helping us. Nobody would help you. You need to start, initiate the idea, build concepts, test the concept. So you need to have what we call the proof of concept.
Okay.
Prove that this thing I'm trying to do would work, and test it with your money
Okay.
or money from somebody that is close to you who will not jump on you when the business fails.
Okay.
So you need to do what we call the proof of concept.
Okay.
And then when you have proved that the concept works, the product is good, it has market, it will sell, and it has sold some, you have sold some, then you can now go for external funding and support. Okay. I think that is a process a lot of people miss. Okay. And they just think that because I have an idea that I think is brilliant and I think people will buy, automatically you need to support me. No. Okay. I will not put my money into something that does not have a proof of concept. Yes.
Okay. So what structural policy changes do you believe could create a more supportive ecosystem to entrepreneurs in Ghana?
I think Ghana is doing well. To be honest with you, sometimes we look down on how far we have come as a country. Okay. When it comes to building an entrepreneurship ecosystem. I think we are doing well.
Okay.
We have a lot of agencies that are supporting the startup or the entrepreneurship community. Ghana Enterprise Agency is there, and NEIP is there. They are all doing their bid. But I think that when it comes to structures and policy changes, we still have a few more things to do to build a stronger ecosystem for the entrepreneurs. Okay. Compared to other countries like Rwanda, it's easier to register a business in Rwanda than Ghana.
Okay.
I think it takes just a day to do that. Ghana, it may not take you a day to be able to register a business. Okay. Though it's getting better. In Rwanda, everything is digital. I can be in Ghana and register a business in Rwanda. Wow. Without me showing myself, which may not happen in Ghana. So there are a few things we can make to make the starting and growing of a business better. The other thing is funding. I think that, and recently my organization held a business funding summit in Accra here. Oh, okay. And we brought a number of funding institutions around. But one of the challenges we found was that most entrepreneurs, you'll be surprised, we had a pitch session. Wow. Where we asked entrepreneurs to pitch for funding, and we had a venture fund supporting us. Now, most entrepreneurs, the only thing they know is grants, free money. Okay. And that is a big challenge. Wow. So when we asked people to come and pitch, they were all looking for grants. Grants are good, but grants do not necessarily build businesses. Okay. Because the beneficiary, the grant is given to an entrepreneur. He thinks the mindset is that it's free money. So nobody will hold me really accountable for the money. But when you go for a venture fund, when you go for people that will hold you accountable and they have their skin in the game, and that is what I now advocate for. Okay. Like government should rather turn the grant system into funds that have a way of plowing back the funds from the entrepreneur. So if government invests into your business with this amount of money, the entrepreneur must be able to pay back that amount of money within a certain period of time. Okay. So that it becomes a revolving fund for other people to benefit. Okay. The system we have now where government and other agencies just pump money into the system and it's free money, is grants to entrepreneurs. They use the money for a lot of things that are not important. Okay. Yeah, that are not into their core businesses. Okay. So there are people I call grantpreneurs. They are jumping from one grant to the other without really creating value with the money they are being given. Okay. So I think one important policy and structural change is the funding aspect. Okay. I think government should decentralize the grant system, turn the grants into venture funds managed by assemblies or municipal assemblies or city organizations in a way that those funds can be plowed back from the entrepreneurs that were giving the money. Okay. And then we can get more people enjoying this support.
Okay.
So those are a few things that I think policy makers should be able to change to be able to build the ecosystem and make it more. And also access to market.
Okay.
I think government should be able to assist us to be able to do business with our sister countries more.
Okay.
You'll be amazed that it's even more expensive by air, traveling by air from Accra to Kumasi than traveling from Accra to Dubai.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You'll
Recently,
be amazed.
I heard something like that.
Yes.
I think one journalist was saying something like that.
It's so sad. So imagine traveling from Accra to Nigeria.
Okay.
It may even be more expensive by air than moving from Accra to Dubai.
Okay.
You see? So if our transportation system could be improved, we will do better business.
Okay.
Yes, I should easily move to Togo, to Benin, to Nigeria to do business, to transact business. But those are the challenges we face in our side of the world.
Okay.
So if those changes, structural changes, policy makers can help us attain, then we'll start going further and better.
All right. That's a very wonderful one.
Yeah.
So based on this, would you advocate for mentorship for startups?
Okay, so mentorship is a two-way thing.
Okay.
Whether the mentee wants to be mentored and whether the mentors are ready to also mentor.
Okay.
Mentorship is a relationship that the two parties must build.
Okay.
How many young people are ready to submit to mentorship? That is a thing.
Okay.
Because a lot of young people reach a certain age and they think they have arrived. They think they know everything, and that is the sad part of it.
Okay.
But everyone must have a mentor, and I insist on that a lot. Okay. I have my mentors. I have people I look up to. I have my role models. I have my mentors. I have people I look up to in business, in whatever I'm doing. I have people I'm accountable to.
Okay.
Yes, in my line of business or in life in general.
Okay.
There are people that when my wife tells me, I'll tell Patrick, then something is up, because I don't want my bad case to go to Patrick.
Yeah, that's true.
So mentorship is critical, it's important. Okay. It needs to be well structured, and young people should aspire to get mentors that will help them, that would inspire them, that will guide them. Okay. And we need a lot more experienced entrepreneurs to also be ready to mentor the young ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So in the case of doing this, it helps build up a networking system that can actually help the young entrepreneurs to make, progress, right?
Yes. So mentorship builds the young entrepreneurs. It makes you not to do the mistakes the mentor did.
Okay.
Because you are able to be guided. For instance, I always tell everyone that because I've not worked anywhere before, I don't have that corporate experience. So I have to be guided by somebody on how to structure my organization and structure it very well. And that's critical for me. Yeah.
Okay. And now let me ask this. Many startups struggle with scaling.
Scaling up.
Yes. So how would you, what do you think are the steps that can help them, up their game in that?
So I have, let me share five basic things every startup should do to scale up. But remember, it's not every business that needs to scale up also.
Okay.
There are businesses that just having one office and one branch is enough. You make your money. Okay. And it's not every entrepreneur also that has a capacity to build a very large conglomerate or business. Okay. But if you really want to scale up your brand or your business, there are basic things you need to do.
Okay.
And that is also another culture we don't have in our side of the world because of fear and other factors.
Okay.
So if I have one salon, I'm all right. We seem to be satisfied with a lot of things, and that is the thing. Maybe religion has also not helped us a lot, because in Christianity, I've forgotten the word we have, where you are told to be, to be satisfied with what you have. So people misinterpret that and think that, You don't have to do more.
Okay.
Yes. I remember when we opened our Kumasi office and I was traveling. I called my mom called me and I said, oh, I'm going to Kumasi. What are you going to do in Kumasi? I said, oh, we are opening an office. I said, oh, Kofi, I'm not satisfied with the one in Accra. Just manage Accra one. Why do you have to be traveling? Yes. But I'm somebody, I believe that my skill, my talent, or my businesses should be spread globally.
Wow.
And I'm not building a Ghana brand, I'm building an African brand. That's why the brand name is African Entrepreneurship Academy, the African Entrepreneurs Market. So in all of them, we want to maintain that African identity because it's not just for Ghana.
Okay.
So that is important. So just quickly, so one is to create a scalable system internally.
Okay.
So you need to build a system in your organization that can blow your business up. And that is what we, again, let me repeat it, that business is 70% a mind game.
Okay.
And 30% the skill you have. And you yourself must build the capacity of your team to begin to think like that.
Okay.
So your team you are building must have that mindset that what we are doing is not just a one branch, one brand thing.
Okay.
We want to move elsewhere. So everybody in the team must also know that, Charlie, we are building an international brand.
Okay.
Recently, I was telling my team that we want to set up a new subsidiary called the African Trade Hub. And I was telling them that in 5 years, our corporate office is going to be located in the Middle East, in Dubai or something. I was saying that if you don't prepare yourself, you're not going to be part of that story.
That's it.
So I need to prepare the mindset of my team to also understand that this is a global brand we are building.
Yeah.
Because it's not just me. It's not about just me. I'm moving with people, so the people must be as ready and as equipped and as prepared as myself.
Wow.
Number 2 is to improve customer experience, and that is critical for me. So in my real estate, most of the clients I have now are mainly people who were recommended by other clients who were satisfied with our service.
Wow.
So if you are able to give your customers good service, they help you scale up easily. Okay. So improve your customer service and customer experience.
Okay.
And I'm so much into that when you come to our eatery or Temat kitchen in Kwashiman, there are things I'm always looking at.
Wow.
Time. How conscious are we with serving our clients on time?
Okay.
Even the food, I'm always fighting with my kitchen staff that I want the menu change, I want the recipe change.
Okay.
Recently I was telling my kitchen manager that I don't like your fried rice again. Let's change the recipe. So most of the time, and I eat from the restaurant because I want to know what is happening. So if it's on me, I'll tell you my mind. So as for that one, I don't fail to do that. So customer experience is important.
Okay.
Invest in your employees to grow. I've mentioned that already, but now invest in them. If they have to be trained, train them.
Okay.
And one of the things I realized is that recently I was telling my wife that I think I'm not doing enough of that. I'm not training my staff enough. I'm not investing myself in them enough.
No, okay.
I sometimes think that they should think, they should know, but the truth is that they can't know as much as I know.
That's it.
So I need to pour myself in them from time to time.
That's true.
And that's a challenge with a lot of entrepreneurs and founders.
Okay.
We think those that are working with us should just know how to do the thing. No. Charlie, I've been in the game for 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Most of them just joined me. So though they are smart guys, but they will not know the details of the business like I do.
That's true.
So I have to now teach them. Because sometimes I look back and say, oh, Charlie, why they not think it? Why they not doing it? No, they can't. So one of the things I do now is to see how I can invest myself into them.
Okay.
So last week I realized that I gave one of my teams a task. They were doing some recruitment. We want to go virtual now. We want to see how we can train more people online.
Wow.
So, but I realized that they were struggling because we do social media ads. They get the leads and they were calling. And I realized that they were struggling.
Okay.
So I had to take my time and train them on what we need to do to be able to meet the targets. And that is a whole thing I had to do for them. And they all realized, boss, why didn't you tell us all this while there? And I said, well, that's my bad. But so it has encouraged me now and said, no, maybe every Friday or Thursday I need to have time and take them through some of these basic things that they need to do to build a business. So investing into your employee capacity is critical and it's important. And also remuneration. Charlie, if you motivate people, they get to do more work. Whether you like it or not, boys are working for money.
That's it.
Yes. So you need to find a way to create some ownership for them. And that's one of the things I do at my place now. Wow. And the truth also is that we are not a how do you call it? We are not a multinational. So their way of progressing as individuals may not be as those who are working in the banks and the telecos, where there are positions that you move from one level to the other.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a small business, you, the founder or the entrepreneur, must think, because everybody wants to move forward.
That's it.
So how can you make people move, get promotion, even in a small business? Those are things you need to do. Okay. So what I do is that a lot of them come, start as employees, and then I have different levels for them. Okay. At a level, they become partners for me. Okay. So if you are managing a kitchen for me, after 3 years, if you do very well, you meet all our targets, you become a partner to the kitchen. It means that so long as you are with us, you also earn a percentage of every revenue that comes from that business.
So that means you are now part of
You are now
the
part
company.
of it. And if you want to make more money, just like me, you have to make the business work. Wow. So you don't depend on just salary to motivate your employees. You need to give them a part of the business, and it's critical for businesses to scale up. The last one is marketing. I think let's do online presence. Now everything is online.
That's true.
So every business must find a way of how do we go virtual? How do we bring in the digital platforms and tools and integrate technology into our business? Okay. And that is one of the things we need to do as entrepreneurs. You need to ask yourself, how can I integrate technology into what I do? How can I build a strong online business or brand for myself? And that is something I'm also learning how to do today, because technology and AI is moving so fast. Yeah. So fast. Very fast. So I'm asking myself, in some few years to come, we who have regular, so I run a training institution, so we train entrepreneurs, but today, there are some of the information that we give to entrepreneurs that are online. Wow. So what will make somebody come and pay money to come to my school? So those are things you need to be thinking about. How do you create more value for your customers? How do you ensure that they don't just come for training, they come for something more than the training? Okay. And that's very, very important. And understanding your marketplace is also critical. If you want to scale up, you need to ask yourself, how big is my market? Okay. Yes. I'm into entrepreneurship training. And Africa is full of young people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs.
That's true.
It means my market is so big. So it means that when I can go to Togo and train people. I can go to any African country and still build brands and still build my business. So that is what you need to ask yourself. How big is my market? How do I understand my market? And those are basic things every entrepreneur should do.
Wow. Yeah. That's very deep. With capacity building, how often should it be? Or what should be the range or duration?
Is it capacity building for the employees? Oh, no, those are things that from time to time you, the founder, needs to plan and do for them. Okay. I know it's a very dicey, challenging thing. I've had experiences where there are employees, I send them to, I remember, was it last year? We had, I brought in someone to train my had my media team on how to use YouTube and all those platforms, how to get on YouTube and all those things. So we have what we call the AEA Studios. So we are trying to build the AEA Studios, build a proper media, a business and entrepreneurship media platform.
Okay.
And so I brought an expert to come and train them on all these things. So just immediately after training them, 2 weeks after that, the manager resigned to focus, said, I want to focus on my own thing.
Wow.
Okay. So I asked myself, so was that a loss or a gain? So for most entrepreneurs, we are really scared. And it happens a lot. And I remember this we also run a beauty and cosmetology school. We have a beautiful salon. And I have a manager who was there. We invested. So when we were building the salon, the salon manager was with us.
Okay.
So for 6 months, the salon was not bringing in any money, but we're investing into her. We're paying her full salary because we knew that, okay, this is what we wanted to do. So we were setting up the salon and everything. And for those 6 months that we're not making money at all, the salon was not making money at all, I was still paying her full salary.
Wow.
Because I was looking at her for the future. But immediately we finished and the salon was about to start. Boss, I want to resign. I've gotten a better offer.
Really?
Okay, really. So, so you ask yourself as an entrepreneur, so all the money I've spent on her over the period, what was it for?
Wow.
So those are the risks in the thing. So building capacities though it's important, a lot of entrepreneurs are scared of the risks because you don't know the mind of the boys around you, Charlie.
It's not easy.
They may just disappoint you.
Okay.
But it's also important because you can't have ignoramus guys around you. They need to be moving as fast as you are moving. So sometimes you just have to also understand that you are investing into people. You are pouring yourself into people. And sometimes you do it just because you need to do it. And forget, as for they leaving you, you don't have a choice. They will leave you. Even the government of Ghana is suffering from it. So, yes. So you train people, you invest in people, and they vanish. So you just have to, but it's important. It's important you train them because you may not be around always. And it's important your team is up to the task. Yes.
So it's just one of the risks that you take.
Yes, it's one of the risks you take as entrepreneurs.
Some will definitely
entrepreneurship is risk. It's a risky game.
Yes. And now let's look at local startups. Are Ghanaian investors actually, doing enough for local startups?
We really have very few investors here. Because we have been spoiled with this thing we call government grants. So we have very few investors. I have a mentor in the UK. He's a venture capitalist, Roland. And he invests in startups in the UK. He's a Ghanaian. But he has a venture capital firm in UK that invests into young businesses. About 2 years ago, we were looking for brands in Ghana to invest into. And you'll be amazed we did not get them. So he was looking for brands or businesses that have global appeal. So we are looking for businesses that have products that can be sold globally. Because they are investing huge amount of money. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds into these businesses. But we did not find any in Ghana. And that was disappointing.
Very.
So this year again, during the Business Funding Summit, we tried. And we're looking for businesses to invest into. But all the businesses that came to pitch were all looking for grants. They all said they don't want investment, they want grants. And I said, why don't you want investment? Oh, I'm not ready for it. Simply because a lot of businesses are not ready for responsibility. And people think that I need to be 100% owner of a business. You don't need to own 100% of your business. the world's richest people do not own 100% of their brands at all. And that is the thing we have here. So you need to be able to bring in investors on board.
Okay.
And that is what we are not ready to do, sadly.
All right. This is Charlie GH on IBG Studios. And today with me in the studio, as I told you, Wilson Senya has been my guest. And really, I'm sure you are learning a whole lot from this episode. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, there is more that I have to ask him. We'll be back. Welcome back, viewers, to IBG Studios. This is Charlie GH. And as I said, Brother Wilson is actually sharing a whole lot of information with us. But there's this question I would like to ask him, which I would expect you to pay much attention to. So, what has been your most challenging moment or your challenges as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so I think when I say I'm talking about myself and my partner. Our most challenging moment was somewhere 2015 to 2017.
Wow.
So we had a government contract to train about 300 entrepreneurs in the northern part of the country. And we did that in 2015 quite successfully. And we were expecting payment to be done immediately we come back. And as government contracts, and I think I was being a very nice and good Ghanaian. So I gave exactly the amount and the exact invoices we had to give to government. We did not inflate anything, absolutely anything.
Wow.
And so we sent our budget and everything was approved. We went to the project, executed the project amazingly well. And I even initiated something that government was surprised about. What we did was that we're using technology, so we had, instead of coming back and writing reports, what we also did was that we had a website developed and we were streaming and putting everything on the website. So the government agency responsible for the project was in the Flagstaff House, and they were able to monitor and follow what we were doing day by day. So the project was so successful. However, when we came funding, payment became wahala. So payment was made a year after, and by the time the payment was done, we were virtually gone. Our businesses were just gone.
Wow.
Again, when I go to, at that time, the castle, Osu Castle, to ask for payment, they were asking me, why am I so worried? And I said, interest and things were going to worry us. And they said, no, how much did we charge? Did we charge? And I said, yes. I brought invoice exactly for the amount. They said, no, you don't do that with government contracts.
Wow.
So it taught me a lesson. But I think that is why we experience a lot of government contractors inflating budgets, etc. It's because of the payment strategy and the duration. Because when the payment is done, by that time, your capital is gone and the rest.
Wow.
So it virtually collapsed us. And in 2017, our facility was at Choice Wager here. We lost our facility. We were virtually homeless. I was homeless for about 3 months. I had to send my wife, my 2 kids, at that time she was also heavily pregnant, to her parents' place to go and stay there for a period of time whilst I looked for a place to stay. We packed all our belongings to other friends in the Choice area to keep for us. I had to move to broadcasting in one house, to stay in one house for a short time. So we relocated our 3 times. Wow. Within a space of 3 months, moving from one house to the other.
Wow.
Finally, we got into an uncompleted building that I stayed in for a while. My family and I came, and we stayed in the uncompleted building for a while, and it was easy. But amazingly, during all this time, I was still looking for to build a business. So at this time I went to a friend in La Paz who was running a university, and we asked him that we want to pitch, and they also gave us a deal. So I was moving from where we were staying, going to La Paz to go and rebuild the business, and we rebuilt our business from 2018, 2019 to where we are today.
Wow.
And it wasn't a good sight, but amazingly we've gone through that phase. As for the challenges, they come in your path.
Okay.
They make you grow stronger and better. And it wasn't a time for you it's not a time for you to give up. No, I tell entrepreneurs that the challenges will come, but during this time, it's the time for you to ask yourself, what was I doing wrong? What can I do better? And to improve your systems and strategies. So as for the challenges, we've been through it, but we are much better and stronger now. Yes.
Wow. That's a very sad moment. I can imagine what you were really going through.
Yeah, and even where we are now, it doesn't really end. I remember when we got to our new facility, we bought a lot of things. I was just there one morning, and my cleaner called me. He said, "Wilson, we've been robbed." By the time I got to the office, all our flat screens, about 4 of them gone, computers gone, everything was gone, and it was an inside job by one of our staff.
Wow.
So again, I had to sack everybody to restart again, and that is the life of entrepreneurs. Wow. You always have to be on the road, trying to rebuild yourself, etc. In our side of the world. Wow. So challenges are part of our game.
Okay. So the spirit is that don't give up.
You don't give up. And that's why I said that passion is important.
Okay.
A time comes where the money will not come, there'll be no profits, there'll be no revenue. Okay. What keeps you in the game is the love you have for what you are doing, the passion you have for what you are doing. Okay. And that kept me running when there was no money coming in. Yeah.
Wow. That's very wonderful. Now let me take you to the last but one, question. Now that we know of how our system is, if someone wants to venture into any, job or any sort of entrepreneurship, what are the jobs you think, or what are the areas you think are viable that, young ones can venture into?
That's a question I get a lot of time, but this is my answer to a lot of them. Again, entrepreneurship should be about something you love to do.
Okay.
So, first thing, what do you love to do? What's your passion? What are you passionate about? Because again, if the money stops coming, your passion is what sustains you. So if you don't have the love for what you do, you will stop when the money stops coming.
Okay.
And you'll be amazed. I've been into this game for 16 years. Wow. During my time building this brand, I've had a lot of young people who also came into training. And I remember one of them asked me, "Hey, Mr. Wilson, how are you surviving in this entrepreneurship training thing?" And I didn't know how to answer them, because what kept me in the game was more passion than any other thing. A lot of them came into the game looking for money.
Okay.
And they disappeared when the money also disappeared. So, number one, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about that you would not stop even when the money stops?
Okay.
So that is what you need to ask yourself. Number two, what are you good at doing with your hand? Can you cook? Can you do fashion? Can you clean? What are you good at? What are the skill sets that you have? And that is the thing. So it's not just about saying, I'm a graduate, I want to start a business. What can you do? So those are very critical things. So what are you passionate about? What are you good at? What skill do you have that you can turn into a business? And that is what you need to ask yourself. If you don't have any skill that you can turn into a business, go get one. Go and learn a skill that you can turn into a viable business.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are two things you need to ask yourself. Then you need to survey the system and ask yourself, what do people need?
Okay.
What are the needs of the market or the community in which I am that I can satisfy with my passion and with my skill? So if you identify your passion, you identify your skill, then you ask yourself, what are the needs of the people that I can satisfy with the skill or the passion I have? Okay. Because entrepreneurship is about identifying a challenge, a problem, or a need of a people, finding solution to that challenge or a need, and turning that solution you have found into a viable business that has a product or a service. That's the definition of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So you need to ask yourself, what are the needs of the community in which I live, and how can I satisfy them? So if your community needs food and you are passionate about food, then ask yourself, can I start a food joint? Maybe. In Africa, we need food, whether we like it or not. Yeah. Yes. So I always tell people, one thing that may never fail is a food business.
Okay.
But again, which aspect of the value chain would you want to go into? Do you want to go into farming? Do you want to go into processing? Do you want to go into the cooking of food? Do you also want to go into the marketing of the food products? And all these things are opportunities that entrepreneurs to grasp into.
Okay.
You want to go into food, but maybe you don't know how to do the cooking. So would you want to go into the marketing of the food?
Okay.
For other people who are doing the cooking? You see, so again, that's what I'm saying, identify the needs of the community in which you are. Okay. So food business is one. Agric is also very, very profitable. Okay. But again, you need to ask yourself, is it passion? Am I passionate about agric? Do I love doing farming? If you don't love it, I beg, forget. So those are farming or agric, food business. Technology is also good, but you need to ask yourself, what's the market size?
Okay.
We talk a lot about tech, but I tell people that it's not every tech that is good for the Ghanaian market.
Okay.
Another thing I'll recommend is home furnishing and upholstery, everything home. The real estate business is growing.
Okay.
People want furnitures, people want things to put in their homes, etc. That's an amazing market that you can venture into.
Okay.
Fashion. People always want to wear something.
Yeah.
So that's another venture you can try. No. So those are a few things that comes to my mind.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful one day. And I'm sure my viewers and my listeners are actually paying attention to this. Food business, fashion, agriculture, technology or IT. These are key areas that are viable. They are actually hot cake. If you really want to venture into any sort of, entrepreneurship, take note of these areas.
And real estate.
Okay. And real estate. This is from the horse's own mouth. Experience, tried and tested. And I'm sure you are taking cue from this. Now, let me take your last word, your last advice to my viewers and the Ghanaian youth. What advice would you give them, those who really want to venture into entrepreneurship?
Okay, so this is my advice. Entrepreneurship is like a career.
Okay.
You want to be a very successful medical doctor. You don't just stand up and start practicing medicine. You need to be trained in it. Unfortunately, outside of the world, everybody thinks that so long as I have the skill, I want to start a business, I can be an entrepreneur. No. You need some form of training, not academic. You need some form of training, and it can be self-trained.
Okay.
You can also go to some entrepreneurship training, read books, get mentorship, but you need some form of guidance, training to build a sustainable business. And that is why I tell a lot of young people, every seminar you hear, go for it. Because you build networks, you get information, you get inspired, you join a community and it's important. So just like you want to be a medical doctor, you need training, go for training in entrepreneurship. Learn the art of business, the science of business. Learn how to market, how to sell. Don't just say I can bake bread, so I'm going to bakery. No, after baking the bread, you need to sell the bread. The art of marketing and selling is critical. You need to learn it. You see, and you can't be an entrepreneur who does not know how to sell. You must learn how to sell first before you bring the sellers on board to sell for you. Okay. And that is important. So get training if you want to go into entrepreneurship. Get mentorship. Approach organizations, institutions, and people that are into the entrepreneurship thing, into the ecosystem, and ask them for assistance when it comes to guidance and all those things. Don't just jump into it. There are people who have been in the ecosystem for long. They've made the errors that you should not repeat. So get to learn from people. And I want to tell a lot of young people also that Africa is the future of the world. This is where, you see, in entrepreneurship, we say entrepreneurship is how we identify the problem or challenge. Which continent has more problems than Africa?
There's no.
And the amazing thing is that which continent also has a lot of people visiting, coming into, investors coming into Africa. Why are the Chinese coming here? If you're in Ghana, why are the Nigerians trooping here? Why are the Chinese trooping here? Why are the Lebanese here? Why are the Indians here? Because they see opportunities. Do you see that opportunity? So Ghana is amassed with so many opportunities that if you are a young person with the right mindset, you won't travel out of this country because there's so much money to make here, and you will be surprised. And let me leave this business concept with everyone before we close. So recently we launched our Foodpreneur program. And so it's a food business, so just a food stand, basic food stand. And you'll be amazed. Selling fried yam, sweet potato, plantain, and some protein. Ask yourself, how much do they make a day in a good location? Most of them make a profit of around 200 to 300 cedis daily.
Really?
You're asking really?
Wow.
So imagine somebody making 200 to 300 cedis daily. Yeah. So 200 cedis daily, basic. 6 days in a week. That's 1,200 cedis. For 4 weeks, 4,800.
Wow.
And this is just basic tabletop with a small showcase, selling fried yam, well done. And he told me there's no money in Ghana. So we launched this foodpreneurship concept. And one of the things we are doing is that we are building the stands for people. The only thing you need to bring on board as an entrepreneur is yourself and a location. We'll set you up with a food stand, invest in everything you need, packaging, marketing, utensils, everything, gas cylinder, everything. We are setting up with a canopy and everything for you.
Wow.
You make 75% of the money, it goes to you. We take only 25%.
Whoa.
And you'll be amazed how much money we make.
Wow.
So there's so much opportunity in Ghana. But if you don't have the eye to see them, you will say that Ghana, there's no opportunity here. Somebody said that there's money in the gutter, but the Ghanaian is looking elsewhere. There's so much money to make in our side of the world, but you need to work hard. I work hard. I work Monday to Sunday, Monday to Monday. I don't sleep. I work hard. And entrepreneurship is not an escape to hard work. No. So that's some people's mentality. I want to become an entrepreneur so that I can rest. If I'm working for somebody, I have to work. Look, entrepreneurship, we don't work 8 to 5. We work 24 hours because when you are sleeping, you are still thinking about work. People call me at 1 a.m. With my real estate, I have clients in the US, and because of the time difference, sometimes they are WhatsApping with me at 2 a.m. here.
Yeah.
And I have to respond. I can't say that it is not time. It's not office hours. It's my business. It's my baby. Yeah. I do it because I have to do it. So I don't behave like an employee. It's my own business. And when you are an entrepreneur, you can't sleep. You can't until your business works. You just cannot sleep. So that's the advice I give to a lot of young people. Become an entrepreneur not because you want time to be lazing around. It's lots of hard work, but it also comes with lots of reward. And that is the way to grow a continent. So we need to build more entrepreneurs, and that is my passion, is to build more entrepreneurs, get more young people to start businesses, and more people to begin to find solutions to the challenges we have on our beautiful continent.
All right.
Okay.
Wilson, Senya,
thank you.
It has been a wonderful moment with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to our studios. So, viewers and listeners, don't forget, this has been another edition of Challenge GH on IBG Studios. As you know me already, Patinko Starboy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share on all platforms, YouTube, almost all the platforms. And don't forget also your comments. Let it come. Bye-bye.